Welcome to today's episode, where we'll be diving deep into one of the most pressing issues in the digital age, the intersection of artificial intelligence, confidentiality, and data protection in the legal sector. As AI continues to shape the way we handle information, it brings both incredible opportunities and significant responsibilities, especially for those who work with sensitive client data. In this episode, we'll explore key insights and essential practices that are redefining data security in the world of legal AI. So, whether you're a legal professional, a tech enthusiast, or someone interested in the future of secure AI, stick around to learn how these advancements are reshaping the balance between innovation and trust. Welcome to this episode of Legal Tech with AlphaLect.
All right, so let's jump into legal AI.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing to think we might have, machines drafting contracts and analyzing cases, maybe even arguing in court one day.
Yeah, it's pretty wild when you think about it.
But let's be real, there's a big elephant in the room when we talk about AI and law.
You're right.
Right.
When it comes to law, the heart of everything we do is client confidentiality.
Yeah.
And that's where things get really tricky with AI.
For sure. And
Yeah.
our listener, you clearly get this.
Mm-hmm.
You've sent over a ton of articles and notes on this, and it seems like you're really grappling with
Yeah.
how to use this tech the right way.
Uh,
So let's break this down together.
yeah, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
So the first thing we need to understand is what we're actually dealing with.
Okay.
When we talk about legal AI,
Yeah.
we're mainly talking about generative AI
Okay.
systems like ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
Claude,
Mm-hmm.
and Google's Gemini.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
familiar names everyone's heard of.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So these
Like
systems.
they're trained on huge data sets
Mm-hmm.
to produce all sorts of outputs, including legal documents.
Wow. So an AI that can spit out like a patent application
Yeah.
in seconds?
That's the idea.
Sounds incredible on the surface, but
Yeah.
what about confidentiality?
Right.
Especially since these models learn from the data they're fed.
That's the core issue.
Yeah.
Where does your client's sensitive information go?
Right.
Is it really protected in these systems?
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just theoretical either.
Right.
There are regulations with real consequences, like the GDPR in Europe.
Oh, yeah. The GDPR,
Right.
Europe's data privacy watchdog.
Exactly.
It seems like it sets a high bar for data protection.
It does. It lays down very specific requirements,
Okay.
transparency, explainability,
Mm-hmm.
data subject rights,
Mm-hmm.
all big hurdles for these AI systems.
I imagine.
Think of it like a detective
Okay.
trying to trace a single grain of sand on a beach. That's kind of what we're dealing with when trying to fulfill data subject rights with these AI models.
So under GDPR,
Mhm.
law firms are responsible
Exactly.
for what the AI does.
The law firm becomes responsible,
Even if it's a third-party tool.
even if it's a third-party tool.
Oh,
That's right.
wow.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure.
And the risks get even bigger
Yeah.
when we talk about
Proprietary.
proprietary large language
Or
models,
LLMs.
the engines behind
Sure.
all of these legal AI tools.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. If you typed your client's trade secret into ChatGPT, where does it go?
Right.
It's scary to think about.
It's a chilling thought.
Yeah.
Sending that kind of sensitive data to external servers,
Right.
especially those outside of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge red flag for legal professionals.
Yeah.
We have obligations to protect.
Yeah. Ethical and
Ethical and legal obligations.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes the risks aren't even that obvious.
That's true.
You have things like wrapper solutions
Yeah. What are those?
and AI browser extensions.
What are those?
So wrapper solutions are like software programs that package AI models
Uh-huh.
and make them more accessible.
Yeah.
Browser extensions are similar.
Okay.
Adding AI functionality to your browser,
Mm-hmm.
both can pose risks if they aren't designed with data security in mind.
Oh, so they could be sending data to who knows where.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For instance, the EPI Code of Conduct for European patent attorneys.
Huh.
Their very clear confidentiality is paramount.
Right.
If a patent attorney reveals an invention through a bad AI tool,
Yeah.
that's a big problem.
Big consequences.
Yeah.
Okay, so Is there a solution to all of this?
Yeah.
Or are we stuck choosing between AI and our ethical duties?
No, not at all.
Okay.
There are ways to use AI responsibly in law.
Okay.
It's about being strategic
Yeah.
and putting client confidentiality first.
Okay, that sounds promising. What are some of the approaches?
So one key strategy is GDPR compliant hosting.
Okay.
So finding solutions that keep data in Europe,
So keeping it local.
keeping it local.
Okay. What if that's not possible?
Well, another approach is customized AI models.
Uh-huh.
Tailoring AI to specific legal needs
Yeah.
reduces reliance on those general purpose models
Okay.
and gives you more control over data.
So it's like having a specialist AI assistant
Is-
who knows your firm inside and out.
Exactly.
Wow, okay.
And no matter what solution you choose,
Wow.
transparency with your clients is key.
Okay.
They need to understand how their data is being used.
Right, and feel confident that their privacy is protected.
Exactly. It's about building trust.
Transparency builds trust. Okay. Well, let's get practical.
Yeah.
What can our listener, a legal professional dealing with all of this, what can they actually do to make sure their AI use is ethical and compliant?
Well, you need a game plan.
Okay.
A good first step is a data protection impact assessment, or DPIA.
Okay, what is that?
It's like a risk assessment for your AI use.
Like a fire drill.
Yeah, like a fire drill, exactly.
Okay.
Helps you identify vulnerabilities
Before they become a problem.
before they become problems.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Beyond that.
Yeah. You also need clear privacy policies
Yeah.
that explain to your clients how AI is being used in their case.
So they know what they're signing up for.
This is essential for informed consent.
Right? What else?
If you can't do it in-house,
Yeah.
prioritize EU-hosted AI solutions.
Yeah, so location matters.
Location matters.
Anything else?
Continuous training for your legal team
Okay.
to stay up to date,
Right. The legal landscape's always changing.
especially with AI.
Yeah, it's like subscribing to a legal AI journal for
Exactly.
your entire team.
Yeah. Keep your finger on the pulse.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. The allure of legal AI, the risks to confidentiality,
Yeah.
and some practical steps to take.
Yeah.
What does all this mean for our listener?
The bottom line is legal AI is powerful,
Yeah.
but it comes with responsibility.
Mm.
Don't
Yeah.
be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah.
Prioritize solutions that put client confidentiality first.
Great advice. And it's not about avoiding AI altogether.
No, it's about using it wisely,
Yeah.
ethically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finding that balance.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key.
So this is just the start of the conversation.
Just the beginning.
AI is evolving so fast.
Right.
And the ethical and legal questions are only going to get
More complex.
more complex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have other regulations and approaches to discuss.
Okay, let's move on to those now.
Yeah, let's do that. So one regulation we need to address
Mm-hmm.
is the AI Act,
Okay.
another piece of the EU puzzle.
The AI Act.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us the rundown?
Yeah, so it takes a risk-based approach
Okay.
to regulating AI.
Okay.
Essentially, the EU recognizes
Yeah.
not all AI
Right.
is the same.
Mm.
Some AI applications
Yeah.
carry much higher stakes.
Right, like in healthcare or law
Exactly.
versus something like
Versus an AI that recommends movies.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the AI Act wants to regulate those higher risk applications.
That's right.
Okay.
It's still under development, but
Yeah.
it's clear the EU wants to set some boundaries.
Yeah, some guardrails
Guardrails, exactly.
for AI.
One key aspect of this
Yeah.
is that high-risk AI systems
Mm-hmm.
will have stricter requirements
Okay.
around transparency, data quality, and human oversight.
Could you give an example?
Sure, like an AI system
Yeah.
used for loan decisions.
Okay.
That's high risk.
Yeah.
It could perpetuate biases
Right.
or lead to unfair outcomes.
Yeah, that makes sense. But these concerns about data privacy and AI,
Mm-hmm.
they aren't just in Europe, are they?
That's right.
Client confidentiality is a global issue.
It is a global issue.
So no matter where you practice law,
Mm-hmm.
these issues matter.
Absolutely.
But let's get back to practical steps.
Sure.
We talked about DPIAs and privacy policies.
Right.
What are some other tips for using AI responsibly?
Well, we haven't mentioned order processing under GDPR.
Okay, let's unpack.
House.
Okay.
You'd give them instructions, right?
Yeah, of course.
They work for you following your lead.
Yeah.
So how does that relate to AI and GDPR?
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Under GDPR,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're a law firm using a third-party AI provider,
Okay.
you're still the data controller.
So I'm still responsible for the data.
You're ultimately responsible for that data.
Okay.
The AI provider is the data processor
Uh-huh.
acting on your instructions.
So the law firm's the homeowner?
Yeah.
The AI provider is the contractor.
Exactly.
The homeowner is still responsible.
Exactly.
That the work is done right.
And to make sure everyone's on the same page,
Yeah.
you need a data processing agreement, or DPA.
BPA.
Yeah. It outlines everyone's responsibilities.
So both the law firm and the AI provider.
Both the law firm and the AI provider. That's right.
And this makes sure the data is handled correctly.
Exactly. It would cover things like
Yeah.
the purpose of the processing, the types of data, security measures, what happens to the data afterwards.
So the DPA is basically the contract
Yeah, you could say that.
between the firm and the AI provider.
It lays out all the ground rules for data protection.
Okay, so we've got GDPR, the AI Act, DPAs.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It is. What are some key takeaways for our listener?
The bottom line is legal AI is a powerful tool,
Yeah.
but it comes with great responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to ask tough questions.
Okay.
Do your research.
Uh-huh.
Find solutions that prioritize client confidentiality.
Great advice. And it's not about avoiding AI
No.
altogether.
It's about using it wisely,
Yeah. Ethically.
ethically.
Finding that balance.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the key.
So if we've talked about GDPR compliant hosting customized AI models.
Right.
But there's another way to approach this.
Yeah, there's another way to minimize risk.
Bring development in-house.
That's right.
Let's explore that.
Yeah. This is where things get interesting.
Okay.
Instead of relying on third parties, imagine a firm creating its own AI tools
Wow.
tailored to its needs,
Okay.
with data security as the top priority.
It's like a bespoke suit,
Yeah.
but for legal AI.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And the benefits go beyond security.
Okay. How so?
A customized system
Yeah.
can reflect the firm's specialties,
Right.
making it even more effective.
So it's like having an AI assistant that
Exactly.
knows your firm's practice areas inside and out.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like if a firm focuses on M&A,
Yeah.
they could build an AI trained on their past deals,
Okay.
their due diligence processes, their legal documents,
So it becomes a part of the team.
a true part of the team.
Yeah. But building your own AI,
Yep.
that can't be easy.
It's a big investment,
Research.
resources and expertise.
Yeah. What kind of challenges are we talking about?
Well, you need AI developers,
Okay.
legal experts who understand algorithms,
Right.
and a strong data infrastructure,
Okay.
not to mention the cost of maintaining it all.
So it's not for every firm,
No, it's not.
but for those with the resources
Yeah.
and that commitment to data security, it could be a game changer.
It could be revolutionary.
Yeah, it's the ultimate way to control AI.
Total control.
Okay, so we've got GDPR compliant hosting, customized models, and in-house development.
Yeah, a whole toolkit.
Yeah, a toolkit for responsible AI.
Exactly.
But what about the ethical side of all this?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
The most important thing is client trust.
Right.
No matter what you choose, communicate with your clients.
Okay.
Explain how AI is being used.
Mm-hmm.
Show them you're protecting their data.
Transparency is key.
Transparency is key.
Yeah, I agree. But even with all the safeguards, shouldn't we be thinking about human judgment?
Absolutely. We can't just let the algorithms take over.
Right.
AI should enhance our capabilities,
Yeah.
not replace our judgment and ethics.
Yeah, but there's a risk of that, isn't there?
There is.
I mean, AI can analyze so much data,
it can.
spot patterns, draft documents in the blink of an eye.
Right.
But can it really replicate human emotion, ethics, and the complexities of law?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay.
A client goes to a lawyer,
Yeah.
not just for legal expertise,
Right.
but for guidance,
Yeah.
empathy, a human connection.
Mm-hmm.
AI can't provide that.
Yeah. It's like the difference between reading a textbook and talking to a mentor.
Right.
The textbook gives you the facts.
Yeah.
But the mentor helps you understand the nuances, the context, the human impact.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
It highlights the need for human oversight with AI.
Okay.
We need to ask the right questions, interpret the results,
Yeah.
make sure AI is being used ethically.
Right. For our clients.
We can't outsource our ethics to a machine.
So it's not AI versus lawyers. It's AI and lawyers.
It's AI and lawyers working together.
Yeah. A partnership.
A partnership.
But we have to be careful.
Yes, very careful.
We can't let the tech blind us
Right.
to the human element.
Law is about people.
And that brings us back to our listener who's probably thinking about all of this.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you want them to remember?
You are the guardian of client confidentiality,
Okay.
the champion of ethical practice.
Mm-hmm.
You make the decisions.
Yeah.
AI is a tool.
Right.
You wield it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to push back.
Okay.
Ask tough questions.
Yeah.
Always put your clients first.
That's powerful. It's about empowerment, not fear.
Exactly.
We, as legal professionals,
Mm.
we shape the future of AI in law.
This is a big moment for the profession.
It is.
Let's embrace the potential of AI,
Yeah.
but stay true to our values.
Embrace the potential, stay true to our values.
Yeah.
I love that. What a great way to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today for this deep dive. It's been a pleasure.
Into legal AI and client confidentiality.
Yeah, a great discussion.
A big thank you to our listener
Yes, thank you.
for sending in this thought-provoking material.
Keep those questions coming.
Yeah, and keep exploring law and technology.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious and keep diving deep.